Good morning. It's once again time for our daily Bible reading. I thank you for joining me this morning. We have finished yet another book of the Bible, reading through the book of Galatians. So this morning I thought I would venture back into the Old Testament to one of the books that, well, at least a lot of the ladies like. I like the book, but the book of Esther. I would like to begin reading that this morning. So if you have your Bibles with you this morning, you would turn to the Old Testament book of Esther. And we'll begin reading with chapter 1, where the Bible begins, "Now it came to pass in the days of Ahasuerus, this Ahasuerus which reigned from India even unto Ethiopia over 120 provinces, that in those days when the king Ahasuerus sat on the throne of his kingdom, which was in Shushan the palace, in the 3rd year of his reign, he made a feast unto all his princes and his servants, the power of Persia and Media, the nobles and the princes of the province, being before him. When he showed the riches of his glorious kingdom, and the honor of his excellent majesty many days, even 180 days. And when these days were expired, the king made a feast unto all the people that were present in Shushan the palace, both unto great and small, 7 days in the court of the garden of the king's palace, where were white, green, and blue hangings, fastened with cords of fine linen and purple, to silver rings and pillars of marble. The beds were of gold and silver, upon a pavement of red and blue and white and black marble. And they gave them drink in vessels of gold, the vessels being of diverse one from another, and royal wine in abundance, according to the state of the king. And the drinking was according to the law, none did compel. For so the king had appointed to all the officers of his house, that they should do according to every man's pleasure." So it seems they're having one big party here. Lots of drinking, lots of beautiful stuff, pageantry and stuff. So quite a feast, I would say. So chapter 1, verse 9, "And Vashti, the queen, made a feast for the women in the royal house, which belonged to King Ahasuerus. On the 7th day, when the heart of the king was merry with wine," I think we understand what that means, "he commanded Mehuman, Biztha, Harbona, Bigtha, Abagtha, Zethar, and Carcass, the 7 chamberlains that served in the presence of Ahasuerus the king, to bring Vashti the queen before the king with the crown royal, to show the people and the princes her beauty, for she was fair to look upon." Otherwise, she was beautiful. But Queen Vashti refused to come at the king's commandment by his chamberlains. Therefore was the king very wroth, and his anger burned in him. Then the king said to the wise men which knew the times, for so was the king's manner towards all that knew law and judgment. And next unto him was Carshena, Shethar, Admatha, Tarshish, Meres, Marsena, and Menucan, the 7 princes of Persia and Media, which saw the king's face, and which sat the first in the kingdom. What shall we do unto Queen Vashti according to the law, because she hath not performed the commandment of King Ahasuerus by the chamberlains? And Memucan answered the king and the princes, Vashti the queen hath not done wrong to the king only, but also to all the princes, and to all the people that are in the provinces of King Ahasuerus. For this deed of the queen shall come abroad unto all women, so that they shall despise their husbands in their eyes, when it shall be reported. The king Ahasuerus commanded Vashti the queen to be brought in before him, but she came not. Likewise shall the ladies of Persia and Media say this day unto all the king's princes, which have heard of the deed of the queen. Thus shall there arise too much contempt and wrath. If it please the king, let there go a royal commandment from him, and let it be written among the laws of the Persian and the Medes, that it be not altered, that Vashti come no more before King Ahasuerus, and let the king give his royal estate unto another that is better than she." Esther 1, verse 20. "And when the king's decree which shall be made shall be published throughout all the empire, for it is great, all the wives shall give their husbands honor, both to great and small. And the saying pleased the king and the princes, and the king did according to the word of Memucan. For he sent letters unto the king's province, to every province according to the writing thereof, and to every people after their language, that every man should bear rule in his own house, and that it should be published according to the language of every people. And may God bless the reading of his word here in Esther chapter 1. A beautiful story is the book of Esther, and we will continue reading with it tomorrow. And I thank you for joining me this morning for the reading. As always, my prayer is that God will bless you, that his hand of protection be upon you, his hand of provision, and his hand of just his presence be upon you throughout the day. May he richly bless you. Again, this is Pastor Ricky Allen Sr., and I'm out.